Hey guys, Natt Gee here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. So today I want to say a quick video, but I already know it's gonna be a long one. Okay, it's gonna be a long one. Today we're talking about my fitness journey. I have so many thoughts, just so many things, and I kind of want it to be a dialogue, and then that way if you guys have any comments on things, you can leave those in the comments down below and I can make a part 2. But for now, I just kind of want to address my thoughts on where I am, how I'm feeling, the things I'm doing, the things that are working, and just kind of give you that information, just because otherwise, if I'm trying to think of the best way to be concise about this, and it's just not really working out for me. So this is gonna be more like a chit chat type feel of just like us sitting back and kikiing. So I'll try to put as many timestamps below and try to organize the information in a way that if you need just a certain aspect of something, you can go down to the description box and grab that. But otherwise, grab your popcorn, buckle in, and let's talk about my fitness journey. I have so many notes. This is a highly requested video if you follow me on Instagram. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, what are you doing? If you do follow me on Instagram, thank you so much. Because I'm really active with my fitness journey on Instagram, mainly because of the fact that it's just easy to post updates there. On YouTube, it's literally like a production. Like right now, I have to sit down, think about what I have to say, whereas Instagram, I'm like, oh, I have a thought. So if you are interested in my fitness journey, I highly encourage you to head over there. So this is what we're looking like today. I'm getting the scale because I weigh myself a lot. I weigh myself probably more than I should. I'm not even gonna lie, but I'm just really obsessive about it. Not a good thing, and I don't think that you should be either, but I would be lying to you if I didn't say I don't pull this out at least once a week. So, I don't remember. The last time I weighed myself, I think I was like 167. So, and I haven't worked out today. I haven't really eaten anything. I've only had a coffee. So let's see. Yeah, 167.9. Last week, I think it was either before or during Caravan, I dipped down to 165, and that just could be anything from diet to not eating and just drinking and smoking all weekend. So that's my first point when you're going into your fitness journey. Something you're gonna need to acknowledge is that your weight is a range. It's not, especially if you're trying to lose weight, it is not a standard like one number. Right now, if you're not doing anything, you'll find that your weight is probably just staying at that one number. Once you start losing weight and doing different things in your body's, like your metabolism's moving and all that stuff is happening, you'll find your weight's a range. So my first lesson to you is don't get dejected if you see that it dips to something that's really good, like when I was at 165 a couple days ago, and then today I'm at 167. It doesn't necessarily mean that I've gained 2 pounds. It just means that I could have a lot of waste in my system. It could be something as just as simple as, I know I ate pasta yesterday. Like the pasta's taking up a lot of space right now. There's a lot of carbs that I could be burning. I'm gonna work out after this video. And that's not wrong if you see your weight jump up and down. Totally fine. That brings me to my next point, which is if you really want this to work, one thing I learned over the last year is you have to have a positive mindset and you have to find joy in this journey. If you are going to enter your weight loss journey being like really super hard on yourself, like if you watch some of my other vlogs, I'll link them here, you'll see there are points where I'm really fucking negative to myself. The way I talk about the things that I'm eating, the way I talk about the exercises and feeling like I have to work out every day. When you're in that mindset of like kind of wanting it so bad that it's also like it's kind of dark and kind of negative, it's not gonna work out, babes. You have to see this as like a light. You have to see this as a blessing. You have to see this as a positive. Otherwise, you're gonna be doing it for all the wrong reasons. And then I find it's harder to commit to. When I was in that negative state of mind and doing it as something that I had to do rather than something that I wanted to do, it made it almost harder to commit to the idea of working out when I wanted to work out and actually wanting to work out, wanting to eat things that are good for me. When it's because I have to, you're miserable. And I feel like your body can read that and in a weird way, not like lose weight because you're miserable. Like I don't know what the logic is, but I find the minute I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to work out tonight. Oh my gosh, I'm sad that I didn't work out tonight. And have salad for like 3 days, like that sucks. Like my body is feeling down because my body needs those nutrients. Like the minute I started thinking like that, it was game changing. The way I'm not being dramatic, like the weight fell off. Like the weight was like, bye. So much of it is your mental state, babes, that I don't even know what to tell you. So keep in mind that You have to be positive and you have to give yourself grace and you have to be like nice to yourself. Treat yourself as if you are a small child. Treat yourself as if you're the love of your life. Like, you have to be sweet to yourself in order to see the results you want. And that's just like anything. Like, if I want my plants to grow, I'm not gonna whip them and not give them any water. Like, I'm gonna give them the things that they need, the encouragement that they need in order to see the results I want. My third tip, I'm gonna stop counting at this point because I know I'm gonna lose track of how many tips there are. But my next tip, you have to get comfortable being hungry. This is not to say starve yourself. This is not to say don't eat food. This is literally just to say know the difference between when you are full and when you are overstuffing yourself and when you are bored eating. Hunger is literally a feeling that is okay. Again, not starvation, hunger. One thing that helped me learn this are juice cleanses. I don't think you should rely on a juice cleanse for your whole entire weight loss journey because it's just not, I don't think that that's sustainable. But you need to identify what you feel like when you're hungry. Why I say this is because I come from a long line of bored eaters, okay? I bored eat, my mom bored eats, all my siblings bored eat, and their kids bored eat, and I can tell. And it's like I can literally tell that we're not hungry, we're eating because there's nothing else to do. How I countered this was, one, the juice cleanse. Being on a juice cleanse is really good for kind of realizing how far can you push your hunger. Like, when are you actually hungry? And again, a juice cleanse is a temporary thing. I'm not gonna do that every day. I'm not gonna live like that, but it's good to kind of get to know your body and how much your body can handle. So I would recommend a 3-day juice cleanse, even a 5-day juice cleanse like I've done. And you, again, linking my videos here, I've done them before. That is hunger. Like, that to me is like, I know when I'm hungry now. Because before, I just was mistaking the feeling of not being full as hunger. And you can't lose weight if you've not been hungry. And I don't know how to explain that in a non-positive way. It sounds a little toxic, I'm not gonna lie, but the reality and the major key to weight loss is that you have to be in a caloric deficit. And caloric deficit means, like, if you're supposed to consume anywhere from, as a woman, an adult woman, I think it's 21 to 2200 calories per day, but I'll put the correct amount on the screen. If you're supposed to be consuming that many calories, that means maybe you should be consuming maybe 2000 calories per day. So you need to understand that the difference between being full, not full, and hungry. Because not full a lot of times is what we mistake as hunger, and it's not. You're just not bursting at the seams. You're okay. What I use to kind of counter those moments when I'm not full but I want to snack on something are, 1, healthy snacks, 2, water or tea. Those are my major keys. Healthy snacks, obviously, because 1, if I really want to eat something, then the best thing to put in my system is like a fruit, trail mix, you know, healthy crackers. Those are good things to munch on where I'm not loading up the calories and I'm not filling my stomach. Again, part of the whole bored eating syndrome is that we also don't know how to snack properly. Like you never go to like your grandma's house. I don't know, this must be a West Indian thing, but you go to like your grandma's house and it's like when you say you could eat something, they're giving you a full plate of like dinner with like 2 drumsticks, rice and peas, there's macaroni salad, like there's a whole meal there. And it's like you literally could have maybe just had the piece of chicken and a glass of water and been good. So you really have to learn what that means for you, because it doesn't necessarily mean cut stuff out, don't eat food. It just means know like your portions, know how much you can eat. Because again, through this journey, I haven't cut out food like that. Do I watch how much sugar I eat? Do I watch, like, do I not necessarily eat a whole chocolate bar at a time? Absolutely, absolutely. And I think that's a good thing that I learned. Like, it's okay to have maybe like 1 or 2 bricks from the chocolate bar opposed to eating the whole chocolate bar. Yeah. Is it like, okay, I still eat Nutella out of the jar right now. To me, it's a great way to get something sweet without committing to like a piece of cake or a whole 6 donuts. So I do that. But I used to finish that jar in like a week. That is a problem. So those are little things to do that not necessarily, don't cut stuff out. Don't necessarily say I can't have. But my mentality with food has changed. My relationship with food has changed in the sense that I now know what those things mean and what they do to my body in regards to my weight loss journey. Do I still eat rice and bread? Yes. Do I eat them every day like I used to? No. If you want to lose weight and you're anything like me, those carbs and sugars are what are stopping you from getting to your weight loss goals. And I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but they are. The next thing I learned is that you can't spot reduce fat. My main insecurity when it comes to my body is my stomach. My stomach is not a bad thing, and not necessarily to say that stomachs are a bad thing or stomach fat is a bad thing, but to me, it's my insecurity on my body when I wear clothes, when I'm wearing a bathing suit. What do I feel like I would rather look different? My stomach. Every time it's gonna be my stomach. So when I started my fitness journey, I thought, oh, I just need to like do crunches, do whatever, core. No. So when I say, and when I heard, and when I found out that you could not spot reduce fat, what that means is that you cannot pick a specific place on your body to lose fat. Your whole body loses fat however it wants to lose fat. Like, you have no say in the matter. So on a whole, you should be working out and working your whole body at all times, and your body will do the rest. Your body will start to pick a little bit of fat from your arms, a little bit of fat from your face, a little bit of fat from your boobs, a little bit of fat from your stomach. On a whole, we don't have a choice in the matter. So you just kind of have to continue on the journey until you see the results you want to see. Because in my pictures that I post on Instagram, you'll see, like, the first thing that a lot of people said to me was like, oh my gosh, how did you get your stomach down? And it's like, it wasn't me. Like, it wasn't intentional. It's literally as I got smaller, my stomach got smaller. And it sounds like it makes sense now that I say it like that, but I didn't do anything specific to my stomach. Actually, when I start talking about exercises in a bit, I don't even do a lot of core strength exercises. I do body exercises. I use weights. That has nothing to do with my stomach, but yet my stomach is smaller. It's just because on a whole, as you get smaller, everything else will get smaller. So you can't pick a place and just say, I'm gonna work hard at this, because realistically all you're doing is making yourself miserable, because I don't know anybody who likes core exercises. Nobody, not a soul. Like, not a soul. So because of that, you're also, this goes back to the whole mentality thing, you putting that kind of pressure on yourself to get rid of a specific thing, it's fucking with you, because at the end of the day, when you don't see the results you want to see, you're not being hard on yourself, but it's because you don't understand the fact that you can just be doing any exercises, and at the end of the day, that's going to help you get to what you want. But it's not gonna be just one thing. It's going to be everything. So now let's get into like what I eat in a day type thing and how I reduce my calories. So what I did and how I determined that I was reducing my calories is I calorie counted for approximately 2 days. Like approximately 2 days, and I was done. So I did it for 2 days. I downloaded a random app from the App Store, and basically I just put what I was currently eating, how I was eating, and I put it in the app, and I found that I was literally already in a calorie deficit, just not by much. And I think I was consuming like 2,100. So all I did was I swapped out, at the time I was eating pretzel crisps, and I swapped those out for like a trail mix. So just think, it's literally things like that, and you just took out 100 calories out of your day. Again, back to not starving yourself. Calorie deficit does not mean cut it in half. Like we hear these celebrities doing like ridiculous, like $1,200 calories per day. You just have to cut maybe 200 to 400 calories max out with consistent exercise, and you will see results, guaranteed. I'm gonna start off the top with saying I don't love water. I only like cold water, and sometimes I can't get cold water. So if I don't have cold water, I don't drink water that much. So I'm already not the best person, or I'm not the best water advocate, but I'm telling you, you should drink more water. I drink more water when I exercise. Like I'll drink like a whole, like almost liter of water during an exercise, like an hour exercise. So I guess that's good, because that's what counts as my water intake. But on a day where I'm not doing exercise, girl, it's like 500 milliliters, like one little water bottle, and I'm done. So it's bad. I also do drink carbonated water, which doesn't necessarily count towards your hydration, but it's a good thing to note that I'm not drinking necessarily like pop. When I say that I'm not drinking water, I'm drinking like carbonated water with no sugar in it. So it's not, I'm still, again, small changes, but it's not water that I can count toward water intake. One, again, to what I eat in a day, surround yourself with healthy snacks. I'm gonna show what I eat in a day right now on the screen and voice over if I have any commentary. But basically I eat the same thing every day. Like, except for weekends, because I usually don't eat as structured on the weekends. When I'm working, and especially when I'm in office, I start my day with a coffee regardless. And then I have and then I have yogurt with some granola. And that just kind of gets my metabolism moving. I'm someone that's not very hungry in the morning, so I can't not eat, because you need to get your metabolism moving in order to lose weight. If your metabolism is just sitting there, baby girl, you're not doing nothing. Like nothing's happening. So start getting your metabolism moving as early as possible in the morning. And if that means just a light snack, let it be a light snack. Let it be a handful of almonds. Let it be an apple. No one's telling you to have a full breakfast if you're not someone that wants to eat like that. And if you are someone that likes to eat like that, that's good, but don't have like a McGriddle. Like, have something that's light and actually good for you.
And here I'm just showing you an alternative, which is just some oatmeal or cream of wheat, a mango, and a coffee.
Next, what do I have next? Usually I have like fruit or something like that for my next snack if I don't eat lunch. And lunch is always a salad. It's always gonna be a salad. The reason why is because dinner is unpredictable. Nighttime, I know myself and I know my partner, and at the end of the day, we're not always going to be like, yeah, let's eat the salad and salmon that's in the fridge. Sometimes we want McDonald's. So what I do as a consistent is make sure that my lunch is always a salad. That way I'm always getting veggie intake. I'm always getting something that's low calorie throughout the day. Also, when I work out, and I don't always remember, but after workout I have like a glass of almond milk. This is just something that it also helps the lactic acid, so you're not as sore after. But also it's just like a good kind of like post-workout. Like, I don't need protein. I don't need, I'm not that type of person. Like, I'm not there in my fitness journey where I feel like I need to be replenishing proteins. I don't think I need like smoothies, shakes, whatever. So just a glass of almond milk, something really simple just to kind of like help me feel a little full after working out if I'm in between meals. And then I have in the afternoons, usually like a bowl of trail mix, and the trail mix I like is not actually the one that I video. It's actually one from Costco, but I was out of it, so I just got one from the grocery store. And it's usually just like something with like lots of nuts, a dried fruit, and dark chocolate. Again, getting something sweet that's good for me, but not overkill.
If I want something savory, I'll have like these flatbread crackers from Farm Boy with some hummus, which is by themselves.
Dinner varies, but dinner I try to make an effort for it to be something healthy, just because again I want to continue it, but there are days where it's obviously not so great. So like on this day that I filmed this, I was on my period, so it was a turkey burger and french fries from the oven. Like, obviously not the healthiest meal, but it's definitely not the worst meal. So those are little things that I did to kind of help myself feed the craving, but don't go overboard. Like, you have to really be like conscious of what you're eating if you're trying to lose weight. If you're just trying to be healthy, then yeah, have the french fries and have the turkey burger, you're doing fine. But if you're trying to specifically lose weight, like even something like the bun, there are days where I'm like, I don't really want the bread. Like, I know I had rice, bread, pasta all week, I'll just have it bunless. Like, I'm just like, it's fine. And I don't feel like that's me, again, because of my mentality, I don't feel like that's me taking something away from myself. That's something that I know that I'm going to appreciate in, 3 days when I go and check the scale again, that I didn't have that bun. And some people can say that's toxic, sure, but again, I'm trying to lose weight. I'm not trying to say this is the best way to live. I'm not trying to say this is even like most positive way to live or the happiest way to live, but you have to understand that there are some foods that you will pay the consequences for if you're trying to lose weight.
Again, the week that I was filming this, I was on my period, so I had a scoop of ice cream in a cone from Baskin Robbins, and I had a handful of sour jujubes from Farm Boy. Again, I'm not saying I don't feed my cravings, guys. I'm just saying at one point I would have finished that bag of jujubes. I would have had 3 scoops of ice cream in a bowl. Like, it's about everything in moderation.
But yeah, and then in the evening, if I'm still hungry, tea. That's it. That's literally it. Again, looking at this, if I looked at this a year ago, if I looked at this 2 years ago, I would not believe that this is how I eat. Even when I visit my mom cannot believe that this is how I eat. Like, to her, it's like insane. But again, after the juice cleanse and after you realize how much you actually need to eat and your stomach kind of shrinks as a result of that, you realize you were really overeating before. So to me, I'm not hungry. Easiest way to cut your calories, going back to that, sugar and carbs. If you're someone who has something sweet every day, or you put a lot of sugar in your coffee, scale it back a little bit. And if you're someone who has, like, I was someone who, I would have like a chocolate bar every day. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I would have a chocolate bar every single day. So if that's something that you're doing, try maybe half a chocolate bar, like, and then get to maybe a chocolate bar a week. Like, those are how you have to think of, like, literally look at your diet and see where you can cut sugar and carbs. Your rice intake, your bread intake, whatever you were taking in before, try to cut that in half. If you're someone who eats sandwiches every day, maybe have a sandwich every other day, and then the days in between have a salad. You have to think of these things because, again, if you're trying to lose weight, those are the things that are working against you. If you are eating white bread that is not only a high carb, but it's high in sugar, go to a whole grain. I'm not saying whole grain, but you could do a whole wheat. Like, you have to think of these things, these little things, little tweaks, and slowly but surely these little changes will become lifestyle changes. And also, if you're someone who likes something sweet, buy more fruit. So I started buying mangoes every week, and I love mangoes, but I wasn't buying them before. I was buying stuff like stupid ass bananas. I hate bananas. I don't hate them, but I don't love them. They're not my favorite fruit. So I have pineapple every week. So those are just little things that I do to make sure I'm getting a lot of sweet, and I don't feel like I need to go get a piece of cake. I don't feel like I need to have a chocolate bar. Those are just little things where I surround myself with those things so that either way, I'm not consuming super high sugars like chocolate. So I think that's pretty much it for the diet part of this video. Now let's get into exercise. For exercises, number one, I wanna say, and especially because I was talking about my stomach before, I don't waist train. If you, again, have watched any of these videos over here, you will know that I used to waist train. I stopped waist training because while I was working out, I was feeling like I wasn't getting the full range of motions of my exercises. And so I was like, this is a waste of time. I was getting annoyed because I was literally like trying to do something like Pilates. And I was like, if I'm not getting the full range of motions, how do I expect to see results? It clicked and I was like, I'm not wearing this anymore. So after I stopped wearing it, I started seeing more results in my waist getting smaller. Why? Because when I do the stupid Pilates and I have to do this and I have to bend, my abs are contracting. I'm actually in control. I can actually do the movement. So because of that, I'm gonna see results because I'm moving the muscles that need to move in order for them to burn and do whatever. So it clicked. I don't waist train anymore. So I recommend, if you're someone who's again trying to take this seriously and your waist is something that doesn't make you feel the strongest, maybe try that. If you have a trainer and they're encouraging you to wear it, I'm not a trainer, so do what you want to do with that. But as someone who's doing this by themselves and who does it at home, I don't wear that waist trainer, girl. Exercises. I have lost more weight doing strength exercises than cardio and HIIT. I'm gonna repeat that again in case you didn't hear me. I have lost more weight doing strength exercises than doing cardio and HIIT, high intensity interval training. Yes, yes. So I couldn't believe it either, but I saw someone, I don't know if it was a TikTok, but I saw someone talking about just building muscle. And I was just like, you know what? There's so many strength exercises. I had originally started with 15 pounds because I was like, oh, that's a good size. Realized I can't lift, especially at the beginning of the weight loss journey, I can't lift 15 pounds in reps in each hand. So then I went and I got myself a set of 10 pounds and a set of 8 pounds. Doing that with my Apple Fitness, the body is bodying. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I do still do some core exercises like Pilates and even some like core ab exercises, but the majority of my fitness, like that I do of my exercise, is strength. And I work out 1 to 3 times a week and only for an hour at a time. So that's maybe 3 to 4 hours tops of just lifting weights. So that is what has helped me a lot. And again, I'm not being hard on myself if I only exercise once per week. I like to work out when I'm working from home just because it's easier for me to plan my work day. I can start at work a little earlier, take a bit of a longer lunch. So that has really helped me. If you're someone who goes to the gym, you need to figure out the best time of day for you to go so you can get your hour in. And that hour is literally you actually working out for an hour. So sometimes that means you're gonna be at the gym for 2. So you have to think of those things because you want your hour to be of you fully committing to these exercises and working out. Why I say that is because I was doing Nintendo Ring Fit. That was one of the first things like way early in my fitness journey. And I realized that I was working out for such a long period of time because of the fact that how much time I was actually working out was not that long. Like you can see at the end, it gives you like a summary and it's like you only have like 20 minutes of exercise. I've been on the game for like an hour and I'm like, that's nuts. So that to me was just not a good use of my time. Why I love Apple Fitness is because when I check into a 30-minute exercise, they start the timer at like 32 minutes, they talk about thing, but you're actually working out for 30 minutes and it's planned. I just show up. She tells me what to do. I do it. I take a sip of water and that, you know what I mean? Like it's fully actually 30 minutes of exercise. It's the best use of my time. And again, because it's literally like circuit kind of training, I'm just doing it. I'm just showing up and then I'm done. I actually work out for my hour. It typically doesn't take me more than an hour and 50 minutes to organize. Other things I learned when it comes to strength training is exercising your arms and your back. Like you can see my traps right now also kind of help exercise your waist. I don't know the science behind it, guys. I wish I did. I wish I could explain it. Someone said it on TikTok. I found it like months ago and I was like, let me try this. Tried it, can confirm. I think it's because you end up trimming like your back fat. So that's what gives you the snatched waist. Your shoulders are stronger, all of that. It's not necessarily working the front and the anterior of your body, something about working the posterior. And I think actually, if I think back to a kinesiology course, I think I remember something about like muscles have like opposite effects. So like whatever you're trying to work or complement, you want to work the opposite muscle. Don't quote me on that, but I just feel like that's something that I just pulled from my brain from my high school kinesiology course. But yeah, in Apple Fitness, your exercises are broken down into upper body, lower body, and total body. So what I typically try to do is if I'm doing like a lower body exercise and I do 30 minutes of that, then my other 30 minutes is going to be probably Pilates or upper body. If I do 30 minutes of total body, then I would probably still focus on upper. I try to push for upper, like I literally push for upper body. It's a lot. You're tired, you're weak, you're gassed, but the results, because realistically guys, I've only been doing calorie deficits since maybe April, May, after I had COVID, and it's not really calorie deficit, like I said, it's what I eat regardless, but I've been doing more strength and I've been really on me about working out at least once a week, at least 1 to 3 times a week. And the last 7 to 10 pounds that I've been dying to lose for I don't know how many months came off in like 2-3 months. So that's the major key is, again, I'm not being super strict on myself. I'm not making myself work out every day, but just taking out a little bit of calories from my day and focusing on strength exercising has really, really like propelled my fitness journey to like why my body looks like this right now, which makes me really excited because it means if I'm consistent with this, then I can see my 160 goal by the end of this year, which is like super cool. I'm super amped about that. And again, this is not to say don't do cardio and don't do HIIT. I should probably do those more than I do them. I just don't have the time because again, I'm already trying to squeeze in my 1 exercise a week. It's hard for me to remember to do that sometimes. It's hard for me to make time to do that sometimes. But my reality was that when I was doing HIIT and when I was doing these cardio exercises, because I wasn't strong, I was making myself miserable. So I'm jumping up and down and I can't fully do this. My body is not there yet. I am not even doing because they do modifications in Apple Fitness. So they have someone that's showing you, here's the easy way to do this exercise. Even that, my heart is out of my chest. I'm asthmatic, I'm dying. Even with that, I'm not doing the exercises. I'm quitting on myself because this makes me miserable. So I recommend starting with strength exercises. Even if you can only lift 5 pounds, do that and do that until it's easy for you. And then you can start sprinkling in HIIT every now and again. Same thing with Pilates. I tried to do Pilates in the beginning and it was really hard for me. And now because I've built my strength, I'm able to do it and actually commit to it. If you can't commit to the exercises you're doing, you're wasting your own time. Because yes, you're showing up, great, really good for you. But I mean, when it comes to your weight loss journey, if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing during that time, you are not gonna see any results. Your body's not doing anything. So I just want to leave you with some final thoughts. I think we're basically done. So here are my final thoughts. Number 1, calorie deficit does not mean going hungry. It just means cutting and replacing where you can. Number 2, we as in me, see greater results strength training than doing cardio. Number 3, cutting sugar and carbs temporarily or in spurts has massive positive effects on weight loss. I'm at the point where I don't even think about sugar the way I used to. Like, I don't necessarily need to eat dessert everywhere I go. I don't necessarily need to have a piece of cake every day like I did once upon a time. Those are just little things that just by cutting it for like 2-3 days, it's like, okay, now I can enjoy this piece of chocolate. And then I'm like, but I was fine for 2-3 days, so I don't need to eat a piece of chocolate every day. It just changes how you think, guys. Number 4, being disciplined is hard, but it's so worth it. But you cannot be disciplined to the point that you are strict and hard on yourself. Discipline is like, I wanna say it's almost like a lifestyle, but it's not something you should do to yourself. Like, it's not an action. It's something that you just have to like build the habit toward, but don't be strict. Like, I'm telling you, do not be strict with yourself because you still should eat sweet things for your mental. Like, if you're someone who grew up like me, eating a lot of like carbs and a lot of sweets, you are not gonna be happy and you are not going to enjoy doing this if you don't give yourself those little nuggets of like, here's some rice, girl, here's some bread, girl, here's some sugar. You will hate this entire thing and you will not see the results because you're going to go on benders. You are going to binge and you are going to feel worse and then you are going to give up. It's just what happens. I know, everyone I know, it's cyclical. It's literally like, we tried to be so strict and then you get all the foods that you wanted to eat and you can't say no to them anymore. You have to give yourself these little pieces of joy in food if you're someone who loves food like me. Otherwise, it's gonna be impossible. Number 5, having structured and repetitive eating habits might suck. Again, totally worth it. Keeps you on track. You know what you're supposed to eat every day. You don't have to worry about it. And because you're eating like that every day, you can enjoy having, like, I went to Caravana last week. I wasn't thinking about the fact that if I was eating a burger or fries, I didn't care if I was eating Taco Bell because I know how I eat all week. It doesn't matter. Like, at that point, it doesn't matter. You can really enjoy eating your junk when you eat your junk because you eat the way you eat Monday through Friday. So I'm not saying, I don't necessarily believe in cheat days, but I'm saying if you do have cheat meals or meals that aren't necessarily great for you because you eat great every other day, who cares? Which brings me into number 6, enjoy your cheat days and cheat meals. Just don't binge. Do not binge. Do not go like beyond. Do not have, like, if you're going to Taco Bell, okay, have Taco Bell. Okay, have 2 tacos. Okay, have a Crunchwrap Supreme. Okay, have a quesadilla. But do you necessarily need to have Taco Bell for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? No. And that's my problem with cheat days, is it's beyond, and that's why I don't like them. And same thing with cheat meals. Even when I'm having something like Taco Bell, do I still drink water? Yeah, girl. Sometimes I'll have pop. I'm not gonna say I never have pop. I'm just saying it's more likely that I'll be like, yeah, I'll probably have some water. Like, think about what you're putting into your body, especially if you're on a weight loss journey. If you have reached your goal weight, you can eat basically whatever you want because your habits for your daily exercise are good. Your habits for your eating are good. So you're at your goal weight. So do what you want to do. But this video is specifically to people who are trying to lose weight. You cannot and should not have these days of just eating like crap from wake up to going to bed. It's not good for you. And then I find that a lot of us will like almost look forward to that day to do like more damage. Like we're just like, okay, well, I don't get to eat like this every day, so I just get to go ham. And that is basically erasing all the work that you've done for the week when you eat like that. So think about it. Is it worth it? No. And again, why are you wasting your own time? I think that's everything I have to say about my fitness journey right now. Like I said, I knew this video was gonna be long because I have so much to say. I'm looking forward to the rest of it. Now, my goal weight was 160, but now that I'm 167, I feel like even when I lose the next 7 pounds, I'm probably still not gonna be like 100% happy with where I'm at. Thank my body dysmorphia for that, because I just posted a TikTok the other day, because even now I'm like, I've technically lost close to 20 pounds. Like when I started this, like actually like checking in on my weight, I was 185, but I know there were points where I was at 190. So I know right now I'm sitting at a point where I've lost, let's say 20 pounds. Great. Do I see it when I look in the mirror? No. Do I want to get to the point where I see it? Absolutely. And also, I didn't disclose this, but I found out I have an underlying condition called intracranial hypertension, which basically means there's excess fluid in my brain. They gave me the option of either doing a spinal tap, which is very, very similar to an epidural for women when they're giving birth, or lose weight. So I chose lose weight. And right now, everything's great with that condition. It basically can lead to blindness and other like brain loss functions. So I'm really happy that I don't have to deal with that. At the same time, I am a woman and I am someone who is considering having kids later in life. So because of that, if you think about having kids, you gain anywhere from like literally like, I think it's like something ridiculous, like 20 to 60 pounds during pregnancy. If that's the case, and I know that this condition flares up around 180, 190, I'm not saying I want to be 120 pounds, but I think getting myself to at least like 150 is a safe range to be like, okay, if I have a 20-pound baby, I'm good. If I gain 30 pounds, 40 pounds, I'm okay. Like the condition's flaring up, but I'm not like losing functions of things and organs. So that's what's really important to me. Also, I want to close this video with saying, again, this really comes down to positivity, you guys. There's a part, I'm at this point in my life, I'm about to turn 30 next year, where I just see the fact that we're able to pick and choose what we eat. We're able to move our bodies, and that is such a blessing. Not everyone has that blessing. So I wanna leave you with the idea and the mindset that this is a blessing. Not everyone gets the opportunity to do this and take like ownership of their bodies like this. So I encourage you to do that. I wish you luck, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Thank you guys so much for watching today. If you did like this video or found it helpful, please give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about anything I said today. Leave that in the comments down below, and as always, subscribe to me. You pay my bills, right? Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.